Hi friends, welcome back to another paper embroidery project from Flourishing Fibers. I'm Sara, and today I'll be walking you through one of my classic designs, Art Deco Fans. In this video, we're going to cover working with metallic threads, when to use a flexible beading needle, and how to enlarge a hole using a tool you definitely already have in your house. With that said, let's get started. I'm using the fine needle point for my awl for most of the holes, but you will also be using the heavy point to enlarge a few of them. However, there are two specific holes in the center that require an opening even larger than what my heavy point can create. I actually didn't realize this until I was already stitching the project. This design is symmetrical. I had to improvise on the first fan. As you will see later in the video, I pushed my awl through as hard as I could, just making enough room for it to fit the thread. But for the second fan, I found a much better solution. I'm taking a sharpened pencil to enlarge a hole. Here is the key to doing this safely. Do it in sections. First pierce with the fine awl, and then with the heavy, and then finally use the pencil tip. You want to avoid ripping the paper, and if you jump straight in from a tiny hole to a pencil, it might tear. Also, go slowly. You don't want the hole to end up the diameter of the actual pencil, just midway up the sharpened lead. That should give you a hole that is slightly larger than 1/8 of an inch. Now that you've pierced all the holes to the right size, you could trim the paper to its final 8x10 poster size. I love using this rotating cutting mat. It is so nice not to have to handle the paper so much at this stage. Just simply rotate to a comfortable angle and cut. If you want to learn more about how to transfer a pattern to your paper of choice, I have a separate video that covers every step. I'll link that below along with all the tools I'm using today. Okay, let's talk thread. I wanted to use up this absolute mess of thread that I've had for a while. It's a beautiful copper color by DMC. I don't have the wrapper anymore, but you could see by comparing it to this gold thread that it's a size 5 pearl cotton. If you can't find this exact one, DMC E301 Light Effects is a great alternative. And remember, you don't need to use a metallic thread. This project is just as stunning using cotton thread. When I work with metallic thread, I prefer to use a flexible beading needle. The eye on these needles is large, which makes it threading easy, and the eye collapses as it pulls through the paper. My biggest tip for metallics: use masking tape or painter's tape to secure the tails on the back instead of trying to tie a knot. The metallic thread is slippery and knots don't always hold up. And now we stitch. This pattern is made up of long straight stitches, so it is a very simple process. Just keep taping down your ends when the thread becomes too frayed or runs out. Feel free to experiment with your stitching order, but I find the thread lays best when working from the outer edges towards the center. Try alternative sides, stitching one line on the left and then one line on the right until you meet in the middle. While I stitch away, I want to share a little backstory. This design is actually from 2014. That's right, I created this almost 12 years ago. It didn't start off as a pattern. I used to sell finished paper and wood embroidery art, and I did a lot of geometric designs. At that time, I wasn't sure how to create designs that were more organic, and I didn't know anyone else embroidering on non-fabric materials, and I didn't feel confident making curves or small details on wood or paper just yet. So geometric designs became my safe space. And don't get me wrong, I still love this style, but over the years, I've challenged myself to step outside of straight lines and explore different subjects. When I started selling digital patterns, I brought this design along with a few other classic geometric ones. But because these were really early releases, I never made video tutorials for them. And that was a huge oversight on my part. So I'm correcting that now. There's a total of 4 original designs, getting a refresher with updated instructions and video tutorials. This is the first one, and the other 3 will be re-released over the next 2 weeks. It's important to me that these patterns match the current Flourishing Fibers quality standards. Oh, and look at that. You saw that flexible needle is now bent. That needle is done. Unfortunately, once they bend, you can't really save them. I've tried trimming them with wire cutters in the past, but the tips just get jagged and snag the thread. It's just the nature of this tool, which is not really meant for embroidery. Okay, we are done stitching, and yes, I did take a minute to wrap that messy leftover thread onto a bobbin. Much better. I'm going to briefly show how I cover the back of this piece, but I do have a video that covers this in depth if you need it. I'll link that below as well. And there you go, all done. I found these wood magnetic frames and I think they work perfectly for this project. Let me know in the comments which colorway is your favorite, the classic copper and white or the moodier maroon on black. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Your support really helps this channel grow. Until next time, keep on stitching. Bye.